Hello and welcome to the Gothic Unicorn and to my final festive video of the year. This time I'm going to be decorating Grandmama's workroom for Christmas, but we've got a few little bits and pieces to finish off first, so let's get on with it. If you've watched my last few videos, you'll know that I have made some progress on some bits to go into the workroom this Christmas. But the main thing that I still need to work on, and the main thing I'm going to be making in this video, is the decoration for the fireplace. Now for this I'm using this one's ready bent, but what it actually is, it's a fir tree needle decoration. Okay, bit of a spelling mistake there. You could use the sort of garland ties that you get that are made out of this material, but this is basically a piece of a Christmas tree, and as I say, it's already been bent to shape because that is the size and shape that I need to go onto the fireplace in the witchy workroom, and it makes for a really simple fireplace decoration, fireplace garland. If you get the thinner ones, as I say, you can buy them sometimes as garland ties. Sometimes, if you're really lucky, you can get them that they're meant for crafts, and they are sort of a pipe cleaner, but they're made of this stuff. They are brilliant. I haven't seen them for a few years and I keep looking. I have actually this week got hold of some that comes on a bit of a roll that's similar sort of stuff, shorter than these obviously, but it's got wire in it and it could be used for garlands around a staircase, railings, that kind of thing, anywhere where you need a little bit of give, because it's a lot finer than this. But this is what we're going to use, and obviously I need to decorate it, and my plan is to follow the sort of theme that I've developed. I've got holly, as in my little holly wreath and my kissing bow. I've got snowflakes because I've got a snowflake garland that is going to go in. I managed to get tangled up. So I'm going to be using some more of these snowflakes and probably some bats to go with the Christmas tree. That's sort of what I've got in mind at this stage. It could change. I'm not going to lie, it could change, but that's the sort of thing that I'm thinking about. So I'm going to pull in my materials and we'll get started. So I've pulled out the sequins, the bat sequins. Well, they're not sequins, it's confetti. I was looking at sequins, that's why I've got sequins in my head. I found some random sequins that I got as a freebie from somewhere at some point, and did think that they could be quite useful for something similar if they were what you could get that fitted the colour scheme that you wanted. But I'm quite happy with my bat confetti. This is table scatter confetti, and is available for all occasions, so I just happen to have some bats from Halloween. I have got some ollie leaves, I've got some black snowflakes. The ollie leaves I did in my vlog, and they are done from white cardstock that I coloured a suitable colour. No, sorry, green cardstock that I coloured a suitable colour because I hadn't got any dark enough. And then I've made the snowflakes from some black cardstock. Both of those are little paper punches, and these are really good. They're great for a quick way of making little decor pieces. And then I've also got some red embroidery thread if I need to use some, because I've used that in my kissing bow. Yeah. So I think, keeping my little Christmas tree in mind, I'm going to start off with a gold bat. And I'm just checking that I've only got one bat there, because they do have a tendency to stick together. And I think I'm going to stick the bat in the middle, and I'm going to do that with a couple of spots of glue onto the back of the confetti. And just sort of go with it. Now, these do have to be held a little while, not long, just for the glue to take. Now, I've gone for the quite wild effect with the greenery. You could trim it, and this is not going to stick, not straight off. So I might need to sit here for a while holding it. Oh no, okay, it wants to go there like that. Not quite how I wanted it, but we'll see. It'll do. So, very simple. It's not the simplest of fireplace decorations I've done. My more simplified fireplace decorations are just a couple of pipe cleaners twisted together. Brilliant if you can get the metallic ones. You twist them together, and then you can just shape it into some kind of a garland. You can do like almost like a swag effect to it. Really, really good. Now, I'm going to try and add some holly to the corners. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick several of these together, so it makes it look like I've got, you see that? So it makes it look like I've got a little bunch of holly rather than just little single sprigs. And if I do it like this, just sort of overlap the smaller leaves, and I'm going to pop that to dry. They should be quite good to go in the corners, and I'm going to do two of these, obviously, because I've got two corner pieces. I'm afraid I'm a bit of a stickler for symmetry. I hate when things aren't balanced, which, you know, you might be completely the opposite. So I'm going to leave those and let them dry. And when they are dry, I'm going to add some red berries using my 3D enamel effect paint. You could use just ordinary paint, but this has got a nice shine to it, so they do tend to show up quite well. So I think I'm going to go with some snowflakes next. And although I like balance, I don't want it to be exactly symmetrical. So if I put the snowflakes, I'm not going to make sure they're the same distance on either side. Could do if you want. That is completely up to you. And you see that one is stuck on there, but it's actually stuck to a piece where I don't want it to be stuck to. No, get off. Now this is the point at which you could get the scissors out and give your garland a bit of a trim. And in fact, I might just do that. I might give it a little bit of a trim and see if that helps. I would just like to recommend that if you decide to trim one of these, you do it over a bin. I didn't, and I've just spent a good while cleaning up, and I'm sure I'm going to be finding bits of this until at least Easter. It's, see, stuck to my hand. And I have wiped my hands. I've wiped the mat with a wipe, and it's still everywhere. But what can we do? I've also added the red bits for the berries to my holly, and I'm now going to stick those into the corners approximately. I get this one, and I'm going to put a good blob of glue on the back, and I'm just going to pop it where I want it. Now I don't want to touch the centre bit of this because the red is not going to be dry yet. I know that much, but I'm eager to get these done. So I just got to be very, very careful. I will repeat again on the other side for some semblance of balance. And hopefully that will stick. I think I'm going to leave the bats with just being the gold one, which hasn't stuck. It hasn't stuck on, it's stuck on one side and not on the other. Okay, we can fix that. This is very much how it goes. Do that like that, and hopefully my bat will stick. And as I say, I'm going to put some more snowflakes. Yeah, put some more snowflakes. Obviously you can do this without the bats. You can do it with snowflakes that are snowflake coloured. This is just to suit my particular witchy aesthetic. And it doesn't take a lot to start creating something that looks a bit festive. Another one on there, come on, stick down. The black bats are going to go back in the box. I think that snowflake is going to go on that side. Although I may push it up a bit, because I think that some of that is going to have to be laid down. So there I have the basis of my fireplace decoration. Now, what I would normally recommend doing is keep testing it against your actual fireplace. My fireplace is well and truly in the doll's house, so I'm just going to hope for the best. It does seem to have gone a little bit off kilter with the way that it's shaped, but I will go and give that a bit of a twiddle about in the doll's house in a minute. And otherwise, I think I'm about happy with that. You're never quite happy though, are you? There's always something that you think afterwards, oh, I could have done this like this and I could have done it differently. But that is life. So I'm back in the doll's house to decorate it. Now, I'm not sure how well this is going to go because I'm having to manoeuvre a little bit. I've got the camera on a tripod and I'm hoping that I can actually do some things around it, but we'll see. I've got all the bits that are going in on the side, and I'm going to see how well I can do. I've already put the arrangement on the fireplace, on the mantelpiece. I did have to trim off across the bottom of the bit of greenery, just so it to sit better. But that said, we are getting somewhere, and I've just realised that I've misplaced a bit, so I'll be back in a moment. Well, I've recovered the Christmas tree, and it's now in the room underneath Grandmama's attic, and it's ready to go in, so I'll bring it up, and there's my lovely bat Christmas tree, which is going to go on the dresser back here. Oh, it is going to go on the dresser. I'm just having trouble working from the side like that, but yes, that works. I'm happy enough with that. Now I've also got my little Yule log substitute. I can't remember what the story is behind this. There is a story about it being a bundle of twigs, and I need to try and get that onto the front of the fireplace. Not actually in the fireplace, because it's not designed to be burnt. That's the thought anyway. Now I've also got my little wreath, which I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to put it. I was considering putting it on the wall, maybe over this side, which you can't see because the camera can only see one side really clearly unless I move it, but I'm not sure. I can't actually at the moment find my tacky wax, my museum wax. It's what I normally use for sticking pieces together for this doll's house, and yeah, I've put it somewhere. I've had it since we moved, and I don't know where it's gone, so I'm going to put my Merry Creepmas little sign on the unit at the back. That can just be popped into position there. And then what I've made is I've made some little bunches of holly that I'm going to try and decorate the pictures with. Now this could be a complete and utter failure, but then again it might not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these, tuck them as if they were really tucked behind the pictures. Now I've made a slightly bigger one that I'm aiming to put on the top of the mirror. That actually works. That doesn't look too bad. And then I've got one more, which is going to go on one of the pictures without a frame, but I need to make sure that I hold that properly, because this is easier said than done. I'll put it on the higher one of the two. See if it'll sit up there. No, it's not going to work. And now I've dropped it, and it's disappeared into the depths of the doll's house. So we will just remove that for the moment, and we'll pop things back together. Actually, I'm going to leave the table out for a moment, because I've got my snowflake garland, and I want to try and put this at the back of the building. Now, if I do excuse my arm being in your way, I am very much still learning when it comes to actually doing things in the doll's house in front of the camera. Now, am I going to get that? I'm not going to get that up there on camera. Right, I'm going to stop the filming for a minute so I can move the camera and try and get this in. So I'll admit, after wrecking the doll's house, or at least this room, I gave up and I have put the little snowflake garland around my table. I'll be putting that back in a minute, but I have figured out where I'm going to put my last bit of holly, just because I can. I'm going to pop that onto that candlestick at the back, just a little bit of greenery, and then the wreath that I've been struggling with, I'm going to hang onto the palmistry hand. Now if I get this right, it will actually sit on the palmistry hand, and that looks okay. That will do me fine. Now I'm going to put back in the table that I took out to make my life a bit easier, and we've got the little parcel that lives underneath, a stool, and of course the broomstick, which will sit somewhere like that. Now the final thing that I've got to put in here is my kissing bow. Now again, I'm struggling with this because I've got a lack of sticky stuff, and ordinarily I would have stuck it up to the ceiling with a bit of wax. So what I've got here is I've got some double-sided foam tape that I'm going to put onto the ceiling. It should come off. It's a bit lower than I'd like, so what we'll do is we will peel this down and we will stick this up a bit higher. Come on. Here we go. There's the kissing bow hanging from the ceiling. And it's not ideal using the double-sided tape, but it will work. And then if I put the table back in with its little garland round it, we've got the witch's attic decorated for Christmas. And I'm kind of pleased. I've got enough bits in there to suggest that it's festive without going over the top, and without turning it into a complete Christmas room. I think this is the best we're going to do with this kind of room. I could add something to the shelf on this side. I'm not sure what. Maybe if in the future I make a green garland, an evergreen garland, I could put a little swag of evergreen garland onto there. I think I have managed to knock the holly off the mirror. There it is, and of course it's going to get stuck. So we'll just try and pop this back into place. Again, ordinarily a little bit of tacky wax would go a long way to keeping that, but I am liking how it looks. I have taken the camera off the tripod so that you can just get a bit better look into the room, with the Christmas tree at the back. Although the gold bat, highly reflective as it is, isn't the best to show up. And then you can actually see down into the fireplace. There's no way you were going to see that with the camera on the tripod, but at least that gives you a bit of a closer look, even if it is with my incredibly dodgy camera skills. I hope you've enjoyed this video and this look into how to decorate a unusual room for the festive season. Where there's a will, there is definitely a way. If you have enjoyed the video, please like, comment and subscribe. Maybe even ring that notification bell so that to let you know when I upload a video. It's usually on a Friday, but I don't promise anything. Real life gets in the way sometimes and, well, there's nothing we can do about that, is there? But until next time, bye!